Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cosmic Library, an MCS or Susi in space that I am running. It's me. I'm doing the editing. I'm your Galaxy Man. As we continue our interview with a fishman. Interview with the Fishman is a two-part series where we interview a fishman because two of our players couldn't make it, one because of health reasons and one because of work reasons, and one of our players almost missed because of sleep reasons.
Which was because of health reasons.
After last session, Dr. Rupert Crane was completely fed up with this stupid fishman. His words, not mine. He did win the Patreon art, mainly because it was a tie, and so I used my vote to break it. That's how this week's Patreon art came to be. If you're live and with us now on Twitch, go ahead and check it out, and come right back. Excuse me. But we return to the holodeck, where the mysterious coral mannequin that we had discovered in the ruined city on top of a giant tortoise called Chautauqua was hooked up into the holodeck. And so there's a little bit that I realized while listening back to the previous episode that there is a little bit of confusion to the exact mechanics to how this is working. The apparatus is more similar to the time, I think it was in Next Generation, where the guy was like, holodeck, render the bridge, and can do remote sync to the holodeck and the bridge if you can do that. So that's what we were kind of doing. That's what Rumpelbringus kind of figured out. He imported his scans from the sort of device that he found in the circus on Chautauqua, and then he told the holodeck to make a recreation of it, and then he was able to use, it's like buying an extra device to play VHSs when your car is made for CDs. If you remember that. We're old.
Yeah.
We're old, guys.
I remember being excited about a DVD VHS combo, so.
Whoa. But yeah, so and none of the.
I just suddenly realized I think I'm the oldest in the room right now, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. I'm the youngest.
Are you older than me?
I think so.
I'm a baby.
I just turned 30.
Remind me, how old are you? You just turned what, Moss?
31.
I'm about to turn 34, so yeah. I'm the oldest in the room.
Yeah. So the holodeck is recreating the apparatus that Rumpelbringus found in Chautauqua, and using that analog, they are able to translate the inner thoughts and emotions of the fish senator that we have come to be calling Chad Bass. And project them into the inside of the holodeck so that whatever Chad thinks becomes a digital holographic recreation. We return seconds after Dr. Rupert Crane has decided that he's had enough of this BS on this, another episode of the Cosmic Library presents Deep Space. Did I say something wrong? Why did he leave? Is he okay?
He's a little bit sensitive.
Like
He very much is like that normally.
Don't you worry about old cranky Crane, Chad. We're having so much fun talking with you. Thanks, Bringus. You guys are... Well, yeah, so... we've talked about like what the world looks like. I've name-dropped a couple of cities. Did I tell you guys about the flying cities?
The flying cities?
Yeah, there's 2 flying cities on the back of the Lord of Wales.
Above the Ripple?
Oh, no. Everything is below Ripple.
Okay.
No. They're flying as in, like, the cities themselves are constantly swimming. They're on the back of the Whale Lord.
Okay, so they're
Lord
floating.
of Wales.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, we call it flying. Everybody can fly in my world. Because there's you know, much thicker stuff everywhere. Everyone can fly.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but given there's an above and below the ripple, I feel like there's a very important distinction.
We don't
to make
go
between
above the
flying
ripple!
and actual flying.
We don't go above the ripple! That's like, what's so hard to understand about that? Do you guys go above the air? I mean, yes, you do, because you're space guys. Because you guys come from space.
Yes, very clearly we're here, so yes, we do go above the air.
Well, excuse me. I'm a primitive troglodyte.
You said it, not me.
I was...
Oh, well, I would agree with primitive, possibly just based on you don't
I
have...
wouldn't necessarily say primitive
the
given
same
the technology that they
scientific
have, but...
Thank you!
Yeah.
Thank you. We did pretty good. I'm doing my best to tell you guys about everything. And so, on the Lord of Wales, there are 2 cities, one on each of his bodies, and they kind of their paths are kind of asynchronous, I guess. That might be the word for it. They fly around the circumference of they fly around the circumference of the planet, and they're extremely huge, and people, you know, they've built cities on them. There's the city of Manatua and the city of Unatuna, and they circumnavigate the globe, the planet, I guess. They circumnavigate the world.
I love and hate you for those names, Goon.
Manatua and Lulatua?
They're both just a tuna.
Oh, pfft. Manatua?
Mono and Atua. They both mean the same thing, essentially, with that prefix, bud.
Tua. Well, it makes sense because
it's one Tua and a Tua. A single Tua.
Yeah. I guess. It makes sense if you think about it, because the Lord of Wales is the god of the suns. One god, 2 bodies. 2 suns, 1 light. That's his thing.
Yeah, their coronas fused, yeah.
Yeah, he's the oldest of the gods, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, they are, those 2 cities, they're like, how do I put this? Bougie. They're like bougie cities.
I love how that's the word that the universal translator helped you reach
They're kind of, the cities, well, they were kind of decadent. They haven't been, they've been missing for a long time.
Well, you said, what, 80,000 years? Something like that?
Well, no, they disappeared before the first calamity.
Okay, so further proving my point even later. So yeah.
Wait, so they were gone before your body decayed?
Yeah, so before I became this. Before I, like, no,
Does that mean there's a possibility that those cities survived, though, the calamity?
What do you mean?
Well, if they were gone like 100,000 years ago already.
Let me see if I can remember, you know, some world history here. The first civilizations, I think, that were built were some small villages of hunters and gatherers, and they kind of went with the flow, following the ripple all around the planet, circumnavigating the void, of course, because who can fly that far? You know what I mean? It's tiring. Until some followers of the Shark Lord settled down and made the first city. I do believe that was the first and oldest city, and I do think it ran for a very long time, until the Great Crusades by the Lady Ray and her armies. They came, and that's like really old. Like, we were just like, at that point, people were just starting to get an understanding of what the Coral Lord could do for people, and we really saw in that great conquest. I mean, they don't call it a conquest, but some of us call it a conquest that the Lady Ray did all over the whole planet. Is what the technology of the Coral Lord could really bring to people and a society. So we started as unincorporated hunter-gatherers, and then a bunch of us started to worship death a long time ago. So, like, say, like, if we put an let's say arbitrarily, year 0 is the first, like, the dawning of the first tribes of the Hybrics. You know? Like, year 500 would be where like 500 years later is when, you know, the Shark Lord city. My dates are all wrong. I didn't study this, and yes, that's all stuff that was covered in Tidepool. I just never thought I'd have to explain it to aliens. So my dates
this is all good data.
My dates might not be great.
But I mean, I would imagine that length of time doesn't make a measuring date
we can
on you.
Cross-reference the dates with the carbon dating of like Chautauqua and the other cities.
It's technology.
Oh,
you
guys can figure out how old stuff is?
Yeah,
well, we can figure out how old certain organic material is. If it's inorganic, we don't necessarily have the ability to, unless it somehow has carbon in it for some reason. But even then, like, what we're doing is taking a look at it's called a half-life. So every element has a half-life that it breaks down over time. And carbon has a certain half-life, and we can take a look at that half-life and see how broken down the carbon itself is, and go from there to see how old a organic item is.
Yeah, we can also study your specific sun's radiation and tell how long ago something was touched by the sun, like if we did a core sample.
Huh. That's cool. Well, then, so after the Lady Ray and her crusades kind of unified all of the disparate Hybrics used, like, the tribes. It was just the Shark Lord's people who decided to do it, like, the first city. All the other Hybrics were still nomadic tribes all over the planet. But once the Lady Ray did her great unification, and we started, you know, settling down and building buildings and such, that's when the first golden age of the Hybrics happened, and that's when the first settlements were put onto the backs of the Lord of the Whales. And it was you know, the cities of kings, the cities of really, like, trade was huge, because, you know, they're going all over the planet. They can pick up stuff wherever. So trade was huge for them, and then I would say probably about 1,000 since the beginning of the Age of Hybrics. That's when, you know, the Lord of the Whales' city, they had synchronized a little bit, and they had found them. They were passing over the void, and then they simply didn't come back out the other side. At least that's how it's written in history books. There's one account by some guy who's been all but discredited, saying that, you know, the blackness itself from the void came and swallowed the city's whole, but that's impossible. Nothing can swallow a god, let alone a god with 2 enormous city-sized bodies. That's ridiculous. Well, right?
You say that.
Sharks was pretty big.
We kind of thought it was ridiculous that there'd be cherry vapor rub flavored jewels around this place, and Captain apparently immediately said, "Eat." Oh.
What are you talking about?
It was the jewel, the gem, the parasitic gem things.
Oh, those things. Those things are terrible. Have you seen what they do to people?
Can you tell us more? Yeah,
we've seen
Oh my
lots
God.
of examples.
That's why I was very concerned when the captain decided to take a chomp down on one in his inorganic body. I was like,
They were
don't
all
do
over
that!
The Dark Lord and the Crab Lord, I think.
Oh
He's
yeah,
fine.
I
There's a lot of
saw.
stuff going on.
I saw the crab lord. I saw the crab lord get like when he came out to fight. That was nuts. I had no idea that he was taking over. So basically, those gems are a sort of like parasitic virus kind of thing. You know, we've been really trying to push regulations within the city of Chautauqua to like keep, you know, people who are infected out, but some people are making a huge stink about, hey, these are people too. They're just sick. They're just infected, and we have the technology to help them and remove the parasites. But then the problem becomes that the people who are infected don't want the parasites removed. They feel like a sort of addictive euphoria type of thing, and you know, it's just a bad time all around. And so I was personally on the camp of keeping them outside of Chautauqua. There have been lots of stories throughout, like, all of our history of people doing horrible, terrible things, like murders and massacres, and you know, just really fucked up shit. And most of them, some minor examples that are like not even half as bad as the other ones, but most of the really bad people in our history were infected, unfortunately. And so I hate those things. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. I don't want them in my city. I don't want them anywhere near me. I don't want to get infected. I'm made of coral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm made of
You
coral
might be
now.
safe.
Well, you guys were.
Coral is living, so I'm actually not sure that you would be safe, but we're just not gonna think about that.
I'm alive. I guess I gotta
exactly.
be
You're alive.
I'm alive.
You're here.
Body was inorganic too.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Things don't really stay where you leave them in this world.
We're seeing that.
Yeah, things don't really. Everything's shifting. Everything's flowing. The cities move. At least 3 of our cities move, which is nuts. It makes it hard to travel. Travel's a pain in the ass. Even with like a decent sized sled with a good captain, it'll take you. You'll find yourself pulling a massive Yui like maybe 2 or 3 days in because your captain didn't realize where the city was at the time. It's annoying. It's really annoying. You think we would be able to, with all this with all of the Coral Lords technology, we'd be able to synchronize better, but nope. Nope.
That is odd. That sounds like something that you'd be able to set up easily. Can you see the stars from under the ripple?
Yeah, I feel like you'd be able to essentially do a geopositional thing and keep track of that.
I mean, we can see our stars. The two big ones that give us light and warmth.
Okay, my question is, did you guys ever put any satellites up there? I know you said you don't go past the ripple, but like...
What do you mean by a satellite?
Ooh. Okay, so imagine something...
I guess the answer is probably no.
Floating on top of the ripple.
It's usually above the ripple, but I would settle for something floating, a buoy on top of the ripple too.
No, we've done
for this.
We've done that. You know, we've sent buoy. I don't like the word buoy, but we've done it. Buoy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the word buoy either.
Buoy's just a weird word.
Who the fuck came up with the word buoy?
I don't know. Computer, who discovered buoys?
You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. I don't know who did that. You're gonna ask me, make me Google, like do a raw dogged Google here on my TTRPG live stream. Inventor of the buoy. I don't know how to spell buoy.
B-O-U-E-Y, I believe.
B-U-O-Y.
Oh, excuse.
Yeah. 12.
I missed the O in there while speaking it, but I do know there isn't.
I don't want AI.
Early buoys were.
Don't get me started on the AI shit. In order for my Google Home shit to work right, I had to accept their bullshit.
By Lieutenant Brown, Army officer. Cool, 1852.
Of course, it was the Army. On
Terra, but who knows who invented them on other planets. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, we've done that. That's, it's actually a really fun thing. Like, some people will put a message in, like, a bottle, and then they'll tie it to a balloon. And, yeah. Well, the balloon in this case, how do I explain a balloon? It's like a round thing that just wants to go up. It's like a
balloons.
It's like a seed. It's like a seed pod.
Ours aren't necessarily seed pods. They tend to make them out of something called latex in our culture, but similar idea.
A picture of like a balloon appears in your hand in the hologram, and you blow it up for them. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, our balloons look like this, and it's like a coconut. It's like a coconut seed pod, and it's got and so basically these plants that we have, they evolved so that their seed pods are buoyant, and so they go all the way to the top of the ripple, and then they're carried by the currents, and then eventually the seed pods decompose and their payload is dropped, usually into the abyss or somewhere else. But some people like to put messages into bottles and then send the buoys up, send the balloons up, and just see who finds it. It's usually some kind of joke, or there was let's see, during the time of the great the great unification by the Lady Ray, there are the tales of like renegades who would skirt around the darkness of the abyss to escape the patrols, and they were called pirates. So they would use their sleds and try to outmaneuver and duck down into the abyss, into the darkness, and then come back up. You're not supposed to go into the abyss. There's nothing down there.
The more I talk about it, though, the more I want to go to the abyss.
You don't want to go to the abyss. It sucks.
Oh, but it's got like seeds that have been dropping there and messages from the seed pods.
But there's no light down there. Nothing grows.
You don't need light to grow.
Not everything needs light to survive.
That's
is the thing.
And like life will.
There are biochemical processes that can occur without needing photosynthesis.
Give me an insight check.
Which one of us?
Either one of you.
Yeah, let me actually get my character sheet up. What? You mean you actually want me to roleplay in this role-playing game?
Well, I want you to roll a dice in this dice rolling game, because we've been role-playing this whole time.
Yeah.
What'd you guys get?
I got 12.
12?
That is... fucking nat 20!
On a nat... Okay,
Whoa.
Cool. As you're speaking, the holodeck is, like, presenting, chemical signals and chemical, like, symbols and, handy visual aids to help explain your point that, even though there's no light down in the abyss, there still could be light down. There could still be life down there. And as you're talking...
There could also still be light down there, actually.
And as you're talking, you watch as... last session, we kind of referred to it as a hole in a sock in the mind of Chad Bass. You kind of watch as the hole in Chad's mind sock gets bigger.
Why?
Bigger.
I do not like this metaphor anymore. Can we stop with the mind sock?
The hole in the mind sock?
It sounds dirty.
Why are you making it dirty? Why are you making the hole in the mind sock dirty?
Yo, that's the thing. The more you say it, Goon, the worse it sounds.
Why are you making
the
hole?
It was okay the first time, and then just the more and more you say the mind sock.
The idea is that there's a part of the sock missing, and it's an uncomfortable feeling to feel your toes poke through it, guys.
That's fine. That's
Don't
fine.
drag my mind sock through the mud.
Dirty.
Don't drag my mind sock through the mud.
Stop fucking the holes in your socks.
I'm not doing that. That doesn't work. Anyway, you see this preconceived notion that Chad Bass has held in his mind palace for so long just expand and everything, and you see like a horrified expression start to grow across his face, like something is pushing its way through the hole in his mind sock, like a cat, like the face of a cat that's kind of pushing its way through the hole in the mind sock. A revelation that does not sit well, like a cat squeezing through a hole in a mind sock. How do you like dem mind socks? Anyway, what do you do as you completely clock?
I feel like I was punished for this insight check, Goon.
You rolled a nat 20. I'm giving you so much. There's so much I'm ready to give you if you'll just begin to roleplay this.
We got readings from chemical signals.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the mind sock thing is still getting me.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
My brain stopped at mind sock, say everything past the conversation to mind sock.
Crazy.
I can't wait for Noodle. I can't wait for
these readouts.
Noodle is gonna have a field day with mind sock, I think. When he comes back, he's gonna like, that's the first thing he's gonna talk about. It's like, it's not even gonna be deep space. We're gonna be chilling in the Discord call before stream, and he's gonna like go to town on Mindsock.
Oh yeah.
And that's when you're gonna hit start on the stream, just so you can awkwardly get the beginning of Noodle just going something Mindsock.
Mindsock. So basically, you watch as Chad, like a deep-held belief that Chad Bass, like has had in his mind. You see it crumble away, and something else takes its place. Something that he finds deeply disturbing.
You doing okay?
I think I was tampered with.
Tampered with?
In what way?
It's dark, and the holodeck goes dark. There is a single stream of ripple coming through the split of the flaps of the circus tent. It's dark, and I'm very still. And there's a sound. It's scraping. It's a cracking, scraping sound. It's like a buzzing, scraping, whirling, cracking sound. And then there's pain. There's so much pain. There's so much pain.
Oh.
Wait, shit. I can't tell. God damn it, I really need to work on my retinue of things that I tell these non-humanoid...
No, it's okay.
Non-organic bodies.
It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I'm trying to remember what I was seeing. Everything so dark. You can see all around that the vision that was recorded in Chad's mind is like, it's blurred out. It's as if the air itself, it's as if the ripple, the water of the the entirety of Chautauqua had turned solid, and you watch, like, through the recorded blinks that Chad made within this coral mannequin body, as a black, like, smudge, like a tube, it seems to slowly pass through the solid water as it tunnels slowly but surely up to the perspective of Chad's forehead. And that's really when Chad in the holodeck really, like, buckles down, bends over in agony. Something was taken.
Okay, Lily is going to grab his hands, grab him by the shoulders and just kind of get behind him and kind of sit down. You know how, like, when a mom will come up behind a kid and like grab them and hug them to like ground them when they're in the middle of a tantrum from being overloaded? She's gonna do that.
I lost something.
Like, even though I'm not certain he probably has a nervous system, but I'm not sure.
Right.
We're essentially trying to calm his nervous system down. I'm not sure how effective this is.
Go ahead.
Do you have a vial anesthetic?
Go ahead and give me a medicine or an arcana check, because the practice is drawing on a biological, but he is still a construct, and so either one would work in this case.
Dirty 20
on nature or arcana, or I'm sorry, medicine or arcana. Okay, cool.
Medicine. Dirty 20 medicine. Which tracks given her field?
Mine's 15 arcana.
15 arcana? Yeah, okay. On a 15 arcana, you realize that all over Chad's body, all over Chad's coral body, which I think in this moment of distress, of a terrible memory, all over Chad's coral body, that's like the illusion of Chad's past physical body has been, like, glitching off slowly throughout this whole, like, tantrum. The coral body is covered in beautiful, running, flowing patterns. And there has been this entire time a circular indent in the forehead. And up until this point, it just kind of blended in. It looked like it belonged because of its placement. But on the 15, as you both rush over, Lily, you start to hug him.
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah.
15 was what I rolled on it.
Yeah. I'm talking about what Mira notices on their 15. As Silvertongue comes and, like, starts to do this hugging, holding, you get a better look at Chad's features, and you realize that it's, like, scraped. It's something. The indent in the forehead is something that looks like it was physically scraped, or maybe even chewed on. It looks like a round series of teeth made of cane and did a big old bite, almost like a beak. I would say the marks indicate potentially some sort of beak. And on your natural 20.
It's not natural. It was dirty.
A dirty 20. A sinner's 20. Still good enough. You wrap your arms around Chad's coral physical body. It feels cool to the touch, despite the heated emotional state that Chad is in. You can feel the patterns rubbing against the pads of your fingers as you start to bring pressure to the torso area, around the shoulders. You realize Chad doesn't have lungs. Chad can't breathe to calm down. And so what do? You rock him. Forward and back and forward.
And I'm 100%
back.
singing.
What's it?
Just a lullaby.
Just a lullaby? That's probably the thing that brings it over. Chad starts to come down very slowly, very careful, like very serenely, the holodeck starts to reflect like a light violet and pinks that start to like emanate from this spot on the floor where you've taken him into your arms and are rocking him gently. I remember being the Coral Lord's biggest fan, and now I don't know. All I know is that I shouldn't go into the abyss.
Okay, well, shoot. If we're gonna keep you on the ship, then I can't exactly promise we won't bring you there.
We won't physically make you go to the abyss like outside.
I don't ever want to leave this ship.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
You don't
have
to
go outside.
Okay.
I'm not gonna force you to.
Cool. You see the hologram of like the physical body start to like slowly like fade back in, like pixel by pixel. Yeah. Do you guys have Do you guys have crab?
We could definitely replicate you some crab.
The hell does that mean?
We'll get you crab. It's synthetic, but it's something that is
I
equivalent
can't-
thereof.
Making of this
Guys,
crab.
I just remembered I can't eat.
Oh. Well, do you...
Well, we can replicate the scent in the air if you want.
I can do that. It starts to smell like crab in the holodeck. I remember what crab smells like. I remember what all the best crab smells like. I remember the best crab place in Chautauqua, off of 43 and Shell. Oh my god, it was the best hibachi place. They had the best crab. They always got the best king crab legs, and there was always so much parrot butter. So much parrot butter that the globs would float by in the air, and you could open your mouth and get a great big glob of melted butter. There's nothing, I say nothing in this universe better than sucking butter out of the air. It's so good! And I can't do it anymore!
You can suck
I can't either, but it's just because as I got older, I can't do butter.
Hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. And he puts his hand on his temple and he raises his hand into the holodeck. Bringus? Yes? You said I can make anything I want. Yes. Then I want parrot butter. And then he freaking unleashes a Kamehameha of like bubbly, round globs of melted butter that start to fill the holodeck. It is a veritable storm of holographic melted floating bubbles of butter. It's that start to like slowly rise up to the top of the holodeck and congeal into a giant wobbly mass. And he looks up at it and he goes, "Yes! Yes! This is awesome!"
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Man. And then he manifests two impossibly gigantic crab legs, one in each hand, and he swims up to the butter cloud and just starts like using the crab legs like nunchucks and just basting them in butter. It's like, yeah. And then I like anything's possible in here, right? I'm a hologram. Nothing matters. He just shoves them into his mouth. You see the outline of the crab legs bulge out on either side of his torso as he starts to just chew. Oh my god! I love your alien technology. Anything I want. And I'm like,
I think we created a monster.
I'm fine. I'm good. Cog appears out of nowhere and says, "Oh, we're having crab? All right."
And apparently parrot butter.
Parrot
I'd like
butter?
to know what you call a parrot.
You guys haven't seen a parrotfish? They're like really common.
I was gonna say we've got parrotfish.
Oh yeah. Parrotfish. We milk them. We milk them and we make butter.
Where does the milk come from?
I don't know. Listen, I don't wonder where my food comes from. I just wonder how I'm gonna eat it. That's the kind of life I live. I don't scrutinize my food, I just nom it on down. And so I couldn't tell you where parrot milk comes from.
I feel like we'd be better as a society if we didn't forget where our food came from. But that's not a conversation for this.
Personally, I couldn't think about not knowing which solar system my food came from.
You guys get cuisine from all over the galaxy?
It depends.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cog says, "Try this. It's a Githyanki. Freaking. Oh shoot, what's it called? It's a Githyanki gummy tadpole." She tosses it to him.
Gummy tadpole.
Okay, so now I've never tasted anything like that. What? That was like gooey and chewy. Was there like
I don't actually see the Githyanki doing that. I think the Githzerai are more likely to have fucking gummy tadpoles because they have a sense of humor.
Wanna hear a secret? Same species.
It's the same species.
Same species.
But different.
Well, this is my universe.
Culture.
Let's go.
I know one of them
What
has
fruit? What flavor is that? I've never had that. Oh yeah, that's banana. Banana? What the heck is a banana? They go both Cog and
I love banana.
Cog and Chad go back and forth, just summoning hollow food, and giving it to each other, until both of their avatars are like almost like One Piece style big belly bursting. And a couple of minutes pass, and the feeding frenzy, the artificial feeding frenzy calms down, and Chad seems ready to tackle more questions. Oh, that was good. That was really good.
Trying not to trigger him, but at the same time, I want to ask if he remembers that being scraped.
I don't. I have a sensation. I remember pain. I remember having a game on my phone. It was the gods of Tua mobile game just come out because they were starting to promote the new cinematic universe, and everyone was really excited at school to get, the Lady Ray or the Crab Lord, and there were some edgy guys that were like, I like the villain, so I'm gonna go get the Shark Lord, and I'm gonna grind to get Gorgoroth, blah blah blah. Me, I grinded, and I did all of the special levels, and I did all of the secret strats just so that I can unlock the Coral Lord. He was my favorite. I knew everything about him. And now I don't. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I'd like to help you discover why. Like, we were going to search them out anyway. And we've got other places to explore, like the Lady Ray's city.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can tell you all about... I mean, I've been there a couple of times for diplomatic missions and whatnot. Not missions. I went there for work a couple of times. It's my job and all. So I can tell you about the Lady Ray City. Yeah. What do you want to know?
Well, you mentioned that it had a magic barrier. I'm very interested to know if that still exists.
I don't know. Well, now here's the thing about that. The barrier that the Lady Ray put over her city has been since, the Great Unification. That has been the what she uses her godly power to maintain the most. Like, she doesn't appear in a physical body a whole lot. In extenuating circumstances, she was corrupted. But, like, she doesn't appear in a physical mortal body a lot because she's using so much of her divine power to keep that barrier up. And her power, like all of our gods' power, comes from our belief in them. Or one of the members of my cabinet, they were huge nerds, really into according to the movies, that's where their power comes from, is our belief in them. Friendship is magic, bullshit. But if there's no one around to, give them devotion and give them belief, well, then they don't have any power. So if the Lady Ray's barrier is still up, that is a good indication that there may be people alive and kicking somewhere somewhere, and especially somewhere that they believe in the Lady Ray.
Would the gods themselves count? Like the Turtle Lord?
That's like trying to plug an eel into its mouth. You know what I mean? You can't plug an eel into its mouth and get infinite energy. Energy's got to come from somewhere. You got to plug the eel into an outlet.
I'm guessing eels are used as cables.
Well, I mean, if they're down for it. Have you ever tried to convince an eel to do anything? Like,
no, but
not particularly, but I would imagine it's difficult.
Eels are assholes, toothy bastards. They charge way too much. I try to use cords. I try to use cords and pearls. Just trying to convince an eel to do anything for you is just a hassle.
You also mentioned that she was like a crusader?
So yeah, that's where it gets complicated, I guess. Behind him is projected a picture of Hybrix warriors in steel plate armor, like real Knights Templar crusades, emblazoned on their chest with like glorious golden insignias of the Lady Ray. Sometimes symbols, and that's what the gods really are if you really think about it, sometimes symbols can be used for a thing, and sometimes that changes what they're meant to be or what they end up becoming. So early on, or at least this is how my one professor explained it to me, early on, the Lady Ray came to be because of the cooperation amongst the tribes, like within tribes. And they gave the feeling of cooperation a name, and they called it Kistrix, and Kistrix became a god. And then then that feeling of cooperation became the feeling of unification. And so the Lady Ray became a war god in a similar but different vein that the Crab Lord is a war god, where the Crab Lord was is and was a war god, in the sense of like competition, in the way of like being a good sport, being an honorable combatant. Now, whereas in the Lady Ray became a war god, being a unifier, or as some people would call it, maybe a conqueror.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sounding very double-edged.
Symbols, man.
Yeah.
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
I wonder if the way that people believe in the gods influences them?
Yeah. And the way that, the way that people interact with the gods changes the way that they... Yeah, I mean, you should have seen how fast the Tortoise Lord talked before they legalized Leaf on Chautauqua. It was nuts. He used to talk a mile a minute, but now he talks so slow. And that just kind of stayed for some reason.
Maybe he likes it that way.
Yeah.
Or maybe most artists also like the herb. Could be either or. I'm not sure.
Yes.
I'm actually not sure how much agency the gods have over their own personality. Could you imagine that? Not having agency over your own personality, having to conform to whatever standard the people who follow you want you to be. That would be so maddening.
Lily is making notes. All right, we've got a lot more to unpack than I anticipated.
Oh, next session with the Shark Lord, we're gonna talk about.
Oh yeah, no. This is definitely going to inform Lily's manner in which she approaches the Shark Lord next therapy session, because apparently that's a thing that's like happening to her well above her pay grade. But
yeah,
I'm supposed to be clocked out.
There was a lot of,
I was just chilling in my office. I was having a nice cup of coffee with a cookie, and then
I was over at the desk.
I was over on the bench.
There was so we've had our fair share of wars, I think. And there's a couple of big wars for over unification or conquest or whatever you want to call it. But eventually there was an accord made amongst the cities that we would no longer attack each other. We had achieved peace amongst all of the cities. Yeah. It's weird, though. Right after that happened, that's when the cities fell into the abyss.
Oh.
Right after
after what happened?
Right after everyone made peace with each other, that's when... You think maybe we made peace because all of the richest people on our planet got sucked into the void?
That actually,
That happened.
like $100 trillion. Is that really your word for it? Dollars? Ugh, gross. Like a lot of money sank into the bottom of the abyss, all right? And it's just gone. And then after that, everyone looked at each other and was like, hey, it looks like there's maybe a bigger fish. Then why am I not supposed to go into the abyss?
Maybe that's where something else lives?
That's definitely...
Because everybody's afraid of the abyss, right? That's feeding their belief into the abyss.
Well, not everyone is afraid of the abyss, but most
some sort of not reverence, but
most good decent people are afraid of the abyss. Most good decent people don't go near it. If you're going near the abyss, it's because good decent people don't want you near them. You're looking at me weird. I don't know what I said.
It sounds very similar to the way your gods get their power. Is the people believe specific things about them, if you believe that the abyss is dangerous and only bad people want to be near the abyss, then that's what's going to happen based on how the laws of your world work.
That's crazy.
It's circle.
Things aren't just the way that they are, like we say what they are? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or at least it influences how things become.
That's too much power for, like, normal people to have. Like, a collective? That's way too much power for a collective to have, just to declare that something is so. Like, you could declare something completely wrong, like there's nothing above the ripple.
Exactly. There's so much beyond your ripple.
Can I?
I mean, very clearly, we came from beyond the ripple.
Yeah, let's give him like a zoom out of like from.
Whoa!
We'll just show him the solar system that he's in.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so you guys zoom out, excuse me. First you guys zoom out way too far. As you're in the, you show him the...
You just go pinch and zoom. Oh fuck. Alright, there we go.
And we see a binary star system, 2 stars in an eternal cosmic dance. We can see represented by a kind of warped-in weaving net of lines, the gravitational forces, the gravitational waves coming off of these 2 binary stars, and we watch the planet Tua bob up and down across these gravitational fluctuations as it moves across its orbit around the planet, or around the 2 stars. And just farther off, way past where Tua orbits, there is a large debris field of what looks like a bunch of cosmic refuse, just comets that have unexpectedly lost momentum, asteroids that have somehow gotten pulled into the irregular gravitational fluctuations, just barely outside of the solar system. Tua seems to be the only planet, one could even say left, because there's just so much debris. It would not be hard for anyone to surmise that the planet Tua is a planet of water orbiting 2 stars, all of which is encased in encased in a shell of a very dangerous asteroid field. You guys remember flying through this asteroid field when you guys came into this sector, and how the captain had a real fun time piloting through it for a day and a half, just blasting things on the way through. So that's Tua, and that must be Mana Tua and Anna Tua, Lua Tua. Those are the stars. Those are our suns.
Yeah.
The lords.
Those are just your stars.
That's what these
like,
are? And he points farther past, he takes the hologram, shrinks it down, and we see points of light come in, and he pokes at a floating speck of light in the hologram. So that's what these are? All of these are those?
Different solar systems, yeah. And all of these solar systems are inside a larger galaxy, and there's all of these galaxies inside the universe.
What? Zoom out. The outer gamma section is a part of the Saffron system of United Galaxies. the outer gamma sector is like a tapestry of greens and blues and purple nebula. If you zoom farther out, you see the entirety of the Saffron system, which is a massive a massive helixing galaxy. And the gamma sector is like what, like the United Federation of Outworlders call themselves that because every planet is here on this system of galaxies, this double helixing system of galaxies that was discovered by an ancient race a long time ago. They said that they were from a system that they called the Salt System, and said that they are unable to return to their home system of origin because of how far removed at the scale that the Salt System is, and they named this the Saffron System. It appears to be an infinitely long, like, helixing chain of galaxies that spans all of known existence. And the gamma sector is just one section of this enormously long chain, and the gamma quadrant is one section of that enormously long chain, and then there's so many stars in the gamma quadrant, and then there's so many solar systems just localized around where Tua is, and then finally we're back to just the 2 stars and the 1 planet in the massive debris field of asteroids. So do all planets have 2 stars like us?
No, actually, it's fairly rare. Usually,
It depends on the system. Usually, binary stars tend to either lose orbit with one another and one of them gets slingshot off, or they become a supergiant of some sort.
Yeah, usually they become 1 star.
Yep, they eventually come together, become one giant star.
Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just one of those things that just happens. You wouldn't want to be a life form within a certain distance of a star when it's doing that, but that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. It just is.
Is Tua safe?
It should be, yeah.
Go ahead and roll nature.
Okay.
Nature.
That is not in the cup. Oh, that's 19.
What do I have on nature? +2.
That's 24.
24.
That's a 21.
21. No, Tua is not. If anything happens to these 2 stars and if these 2 stars like don't continue to orbit each other the way that they have been, Tua
is their orbit stable?
No. It's not.
Okay.
It's simply not. But it's a kind of unstable that, like, you're looking at the readings from the holodeck, and the holodeck is telling you that it's the kind of unstable, like, our sun is gonna, like, die in, like, 500,000 years or whatever. It's closer
to 3 billion.
It's way in the future is what I'm getting at. But like it's a similar thing as to what's going on with the 2 sons of Tua. Is that no, it's not stable, but at the same time, the instability isn't going to happen for a long time. And
also,
actually,
like,
both
in and of itself, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just is, and like if these suns were to combine, Tua wouldn't necessarily cease to exist. It's just Tua would become one complete person.
Well, the Tua is the planet. I forgot what I named both of the suns. Mana Tua and Lua Tua? Yeah. Mana Tua and Lua Tua.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of you said it was a whale lord?
The Lord of Whales is the sun.
It's also the sun?
Is the sun.
I'm sorry, for some reason my brain was thinking that was also a name for him.
Tua is the planet, yeah. And then Manatua, Lunatua,
Okay.
those are the suns and the gods and the stars.
Okay, well, like I said though, for the Whale Lord, it's not necessarily that it's going to be bad for him. It's just technically because he exists as like these two personalities, the way it was described, it's just him coming back to himself and becoming a complete individual.
Both of you guys rolled really high on your nature check here, so I'm going to tell you this, and whether or not you tell Chad is up to you. The tricky part about a 3-body solar system like this is famously the 3-body problem in mathematics. No one has been able to accurately map out the exact course of a planet in the star system like this, and they're prone to be like stable eras and chaotic eras, just to pull terms from the show 3-body problem, wherein there are times wherein the planet would become inhospitable, either extremely hot or, in some cases, extremely cold. You guys both realize that about around the time where Chad said that he was frozen, it's very likely that the whole planet of Tua was frozen. Solid. Like an ice cube hurling through space. And both of you come to that realization as you're looking over the math that the holodeck is presenting you guys.
Well, okay. That means it's not necessarily safe for us to stay here for extended periods of time. And
it's a similar thing. So like if like the stars either slingshotting away from each other or combining from each other is like way in the future, another chaotic era is like still way in the future, but still away enough that like if you stayed for the rest of your lifespans, you probably would be fine.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about specifically is like us, like if we decided, fuck this, we're just gonna stay and make a culture. Like, maybe we shouldn't do it here.
Right. If you get fed up with the Federation and start to do your own thing in the Gamma Gamma
Fuck
Quadrant.
this shit, we're out.
Right.
Like if we did it here, we would be setting ourselves up for a Dragon Riders of Pern situation.
I don't think I'm familiar, although I do think my dad has that book.
It's an entire series of books. It's not just one.
Ah, okay. That's the one where they ride dragons and go back in time, right?
Yes.
I see. I know what you guys are doing.
Yes,
My dad gave me the Spark Notes on that book.
Yeah, Spark Notes is dragons, genetically modified lizards that were close enough to dragons of mythos that they decided to name them dragons.
Cool. I hope we do that. He said, watching the AI apocalypse come to be before his very eyes. Anyway.
Yeah. So,
if we're genetically modifying dragons, we're already fucked, because they did not do that because they wanted to. That means we're already at a thread problem.
And so Mira goes up to Chad and is like, life cycle of a star is something that we can speculate and get all of the math for, but it doesn't really matter to finite life forms that much.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you could have grandchildren and they will have grandchildren and your son will not change.
New terrifying question that I'm asking myself now. Am I a finite life form?
I don't know anymore because you don't have, well, I guess your body can degrade instead of decay. So maybe eventually you'll fall apart and not be able to put yourself back together, but I would hope you could mitigate that by.
And if worse comes to worse, I can always upload you into a Federation, like a data bank like I am. It's Cog. Cog said that.
Yeah.
So wait, you're like me? Kind of. Your code is weird. I've been looking at your code this whole time and it's weird. I can barely make heads or tails of it. I don't like the way you said that, but I like the food that you shared with me, so I'm gonna let it slide. Yeah, okay, I can send you more gummy tadpoles later. Thank you.
Note to self, get Cog to talk to the Coral Lord about code.
Well, yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
He probably understands it better than us.
Do you guys
Oh, yeah.
do you guys know where the ship is headed next?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you guys know
We know where the ship is headed next.
Because I could tell you about where you're going. If I know anything.
We're going up, I think we said the bearing was going north, towards the frozen area of the planet.
Oh yeah, towards the city of the Clam Lord by the Great Ice Cap.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they're mainly known for is racing and justice. That's it. They do a lot of sled racing there, a lot of small one-person, small crew, like tight turns and loops and stuff like that. A lot of diverse carts, a lot of diverse sleds you'll find. It was also a pretty big financial sector. Like you'll find that a lot of people. It's really easy to go north, so. North is a really easy direction to go, especially in terms of trade. So when the great cities fell into the abyss, a lot of the trade went to the north, and then justice is right there because there's the Clam Lord. And he's the god of justice, and all that with his two heads, the snail and the dragon. The snail representing peace and the dragon representing war. War in the sense of punishment, and the war in the sense of retribution, of vengeance. You know what I mean? And then the snail is a kinder, gentler head, and he's like, "I'm gonna make you feel better. I know something bad happened." I like that head. The other head is scary though. I wouldn't mess with the other head. They have really good street food though. A lot of really good street food. I really like the way they do flavored ice. It's the only place you can really get good flavored ice because they have that natural ice. They don't use magic to make ice like you find it everywhere else on the planet, except for maybe the South Pole. But those mountains, no one really hangs out by those mountains unless you're nuts, crazy. But the north where the natural ice is and the natural flavors of the north, that's good stuff. That's really good stuff.
I mean,
it's the biggest team near the mountains that you have to be crazy to go to.
Well, the mountains in the south, yeah. But if you're looking to settle a dispute and you want to take it to the highest judge in all of the planet, you go to the Clam Lord. A lot of civil rights were won.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh yeah, there was official decrees saying that you can't discriminate or refuse service to people who follow the Shark Lord. That's where that really started. Is up north with the Clam Lord made that proclamation known. He's like, there are people too, and they're like, yeah, we are, and everyone else was like, but they're creepy and weird, and we don't want to hang out with them. And the Clam Lord was like, suck it up, loser. They're people, and they deserve equal rights. And everyone was like, no. And the Shark Lord's fans were like, yeah. And it went on for way too long, in my opinion. That back and forth, we were still like dealing with it when the calamity hit. We were still dealing with some like holdout groups. A lot of them were infected, unfortunately. A lot of them were infected, and they really pushed that narrative of hating on people, hating on the followers of the Shark Lord. But I really thought, because that piece of legislation was put out in the age of my grandfather. I just thought by the time I became an adult, we wouldn't be talking about it anymore. You know what I mean?
Sometimes society takes a few generations for new things to actually like become the norm.
Don't I know it? There are some cultures. There's some cultures like just south of the north where they make all of their female hybrids like wrap up still. Like, let them swim. Let them swim free. Who cares? Yeah. Yeah, the Clam Lord's pretty cool. Not really that great in a fight. Not particularly.
Oh.
They only have one move, and it's "I eat you now" with my giant dragon head, which is good, but you know they kind of gotta be still and just kind of let it happen. It's not good. I mean, Crab Lord could kick his ass. Crab Lord would fuck him up.
What if the person was paralyzed, then they wouldn't be able to fight back?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's how cone snails eat their prey.
Cone snail. Ooh, that is a pretty creature. Oh, we've got a bunch of those. Those.
But it's very wobbly.
Yeah, if you leave your sled unattended for too long in like a shed or something, we got snails like that that'll like get all up in there. My dad would make me clean the cone snails off of his sled every soften.
Do those ones have venomous barbs?
Yeah, and I had to wear like gloves and shit.
Whoa.
I had to wear gloves and shit, and there's supposed to be like a special solution that you can put in the water to make them docile and sleepy, but like whenever I did, I also got docile and sleepy, and so there I would just be zonked out of my mind in my dad's shed, just hanging with the snails. And then my dad would come in and beat my butt. It would zap me. He would zap me. My dad, he was
With eels?
No, he wouldn't use eels. He regularly ate eels, so he just zapped me with his own power. That's why I don't eat eel, because I don't want to have that power. I don't want to have the capability to zap somebody with lightning or electricity, just because I know how bad it feels to have it done to me.
Why didn't you just eat the cone snails, and then you could have had the venomous barbs yourself?
That's actually a felony.
That's a felony?
Yeah, because if you eat the cone snails and you get the ability to just roofie someone. Yeah, we had to pass certain laws, to prohibit some sorts of, because we're hybrids. That's what we do. We eat stuff and we gain its power, we gain its abilities. So if I ate, that's why they're a huge pest and a problem, is because we can't eat them. And all we can do is kill them and throw them away, but then if you kill too many of them in one place, their toxins leak into the water, and then everyone's sleepy or passing out. They're just so annoying.
It's complicated.
It's really complicated. But they're not going to pass any legislation that says you can't eat eel and shoot lightning out of your fingers and scar your son. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, no, we had laws against that. That's called child abuse. It doesn't matter what form it takes. He could have just.
You mean yeah? So we have laws that's like you have to let your child out of the house and see the ripple. You can't like lock them in a room inside your house and keep them from seeing the ripple. We got, you'll see in like the bad communities that hang out by the abyss, you'll see houses of dilapidated shacks, and you'll see, young hybrixes wearing like rags, all dirty, not airing themselves out properly and making themselves look presentable and nice. And, you'll send for guppy protective services, and they'll take the young hatchlings away, but then the adults will get mad, and yada yada yada. It just becomes a bigger thing, and they're like, we need better funding for edge case schools, and we're like, hey, we're giving you all the money that we got, which isn't true. We're being paid by larger in city schools for more funding. It's all determined by how. It depends. It really is determined by how much the neighborhood produces in terms of tax revenue for the city. Yeah, but that's all boring stuff. You guys don't want to hear about the complex issues of this.
No, it sounds very similar to issues that have been on other planets. You provide less care to a specific area, and over time, the budgeting just becomes less and less. And
it's not that we want to. It's just that's just how it works out. You guys watch. You guys watch a career politician realize that his job is evil.
Oh. Yeah, but
and there it is.
How it's been doesn't mean that's the way it should stay.
Well, it's a little late now, don't you think?
Well, it's not too late to change your opinions and worldview, and then you can do better next time.
I really appreciate it. No one is ever gonna have me be a senator again, because everyone who was my constituents are dead. I will never be a senator. I'll never be a senator again. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, you can.
Yep, there's
I'm stuck on this ship, though.
Media coming after you and
oh my god, the media! Oh my god! Every time I'd leave my favorite crab place, they'd ask for a soundbite. They'd ask for a little song on the spot, and it would be so annoying, like being chased down and all that. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy some crab. I don't want to be pestered with these questions about edge case schools. God. It's multiple, sorry. Yeah.
Well, was there one... You said that you revered the Coral Lord a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if there was one that you revered above the rest, then that seems fine to refer to that one.
Well, yeah, but... I mean, all of them are a part of... I mean, some of them are bigger in my life than others, but they all are gods. They all do important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I might as well give it up to all of them. You know what I mean? Or else, that's the thing about being a politician. If you say God, and then the Guppyazzi will be like, which god are you praising it up to? Why aren't you raising it up to all the gods? I'm just like, guys, come on, chill out. It was a slip of the tongue. Of course, all of the gods are equal and nice, and they do important things. I just like my Coral Lord just a little bit more. But then they're like, you're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to love all of the You're supposed to love all of the gods equally. It's like, fine, I do. But I'm allowed to have my biases. I'm a fish just like any other guy.
Yeah, it seems like everybody was just little fishes tried to swim in a big pond.
Just a little guy.
What the
big
hell?
World.
What the hell is a pond?
Oh yeah, y'all don't have ponds here, do ya?
We have one. We have one world where everyone can fly. What the hell is a pond? I saw what the translation is. I heard what the translation is in my mind, and it sounds awful. I want you guys to explain to me what a pond is. What the hell is a pond?
So a pond is essentially a very miniaturized version of the ripple.
I'm just gonna bring up a picture of like a landscaped backyard that has like a cool little pond feature.
Okay. And so they're what? That's so small. No hybrids could possibly live in something like that.
Hybrids don't exist on other planets.
They don't exist on this planet either.
Well, I guess this is.
I can't dispute that.
Body. Yeah.
What kinds of creatures live in ponds?
Fish,
koi,
frogs.
You pull up a picture of a bass, and he's like, "You guys being funny? Is that a real?"
No, that's an actual
That's
thing.
a real fish. Yeah,
That is
There's real fish.
That is the handsomest creature I have ever seen in my life.
A sea bass, a black bass.
All of these things are
bass,
all of these fish here. What do you call them? That bass?
Bass don't.
Those are hot fish. Those are attractive fish.
I think these ones are attractive, and I bring up a picture of an arapaima.
Those don't necessarily live within a pond itself. Ponds tend to have specific types of fish that are localized to whatever their ecosystem is for that particular area.
So the fish that you said that you like is like if a fish was also a comma.
I need to see this fish. Please send that to one of the chats.
That fish is a fish if it was also a comma.
Yeah.
It's an air-breathing fish.
Oh, it's a lungfish?
What's she talking about, Willis?
Yeah, it's very similar to a lungfish.
Look at this.
They come up to the surface and they go up air.
Look at this flat-faced fuck. End quote.
They can break your ribs if they ram into you.
Dang.
Yeah, they're powerful. I love these fish.
Oh, you guys also have swordfish. That's cool.
Yeah, swordfish, marlin, sailfish.
Sunfish? You guys also have sunfish? Those things are hilarious. I love sunfish.
Oh, I said sailfish, but we do have sunfish too.
Yeah, I heard you, but then I also saw that picture of a sunfish in the hologram.
Yeah.
That's nuts. There's like
I kind of feel bad for our sunfish. They're just dopey little guys, and they're just chilling half the time, and then things will just come up and just like take a nibble out of them, and then they'll just.
That's what makes them the best. There's a parasitic delicacy that grows on them.
Yeah, they've come up with an ingenious way to find their food. They just drift along on the currents along with the jellyfish, and then they just eat the jellyfish when they bump into them.
Oh, the Thunderdomes, yeah. Those are nuts. Those little guys, they used to be rare on this planet. They used to be really rare on this planet. I had, like, when they showed up with the before the war cloud, I was really freaking out a little bit on the inside because I had never seen so many Thunderdomes in one place. Like, nearly blocked out the suns.
Yeah, maybe they had like somewhere that was like really beneficial for breeding.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a zoologist. I don't really know.
Oh, I am, and this is all fascinating.
You're a zoologist. That's
xenobiology, but it's basically the same thing. I study living creatures on every planet.
That's really cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Sunfish are cool because of the parasites that grow in them. They taste really good. Like it's a hard flavor to describe. It's like savory, but like a little sweet. meat, and they got like a really satisfying crunch to it. And then he manifests like two like squiggly, like two like squiggly round things in his hands. They've got like 4 or 5 like squiggly tendrils coming off of like a central body. These are the parasites that grow inside a sunfish. And I don't know if the holodeck can make you taste them, but he sends them over to the two of you. Do you put the squiggly things in your mouth?
Or
these are replicated?
They are manifested in the holodeck from a memory of Chad.
Yeah, and so we'll do like a simulation of the taste and texture and whatever.
In a similar way that Cog and him were passing food back and forth, he passes this morsel to the two of you.
Yeah, I need to at least try it once.
What in the dungeon meshy are we doing? This feels like that episode where Laios goes into the paintings to try the food and then comes out and he's like, "Oh, I'm still hungry. I guess the food doesn't stay in your belly."
No.
Yeah.
You pop them into your mouths, and they crack with a satisfying crunch, and it's like a deeper, richer walnut.
Oh.
Like these little parasites taste nutty, and you say nutty, and he's like, "What? Okay, I've never heard nutty before. That's weird."
The seed pods are basically a nut.
Oh, okay. It's weird that
it's like a husk or a fruit around the nut.
A nut. Nut. It's a weird word. Word. Yeah. I guess it does kind of taste like the flesh of the seed pods. The seed pods taste good, also. Crazy good. Like really flaky too. But these ones, I really like them. They're a delicacy. It's really hard to get a lot of them because you gotta maintain a sunfish so that the parasites can grow in and like eat the sunfish alive, but not so much that the sunfish dies. And so, yeah, what you just put in your mouth is probably worth like 6 months of somebody's like hard work. Like really delicacy. And like some people will get really snooty about it. Like it's not like a proper cleftin, which is what these are parasites called. These parasites are called cleftins. It's not a proper cleftin if it's not from the Lady Ray's region. It's not a proper cleftin. Like some people get like really snooty about that. Because you gotta get the cleftins from the Lady Ray's region, or else it's not a real cleftin. It's just a nut.
Otherwise, it's just sparkling cleft.
Something like that. It's just squiggly cleft. It's not a real cleftin.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they're still around whenever we go to the city.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it maybe could be that the parasites, without the hybrics around to tend to them, they might have.
Or they could be thriving. We just don't know until we actually go and check.
That's fair. I hope I've been helpful. I mean, I guess I can chill here. I guess I can chill here in. Did you call this the holodeck? Yes. Stay forever in the holodeck.
Well, maybe not forever in the holodeck. You should actually sleep in a bed. Then I guess you could create a bed in the holodeck, but I just don't find them as comfy.
You guys haven't seen what my bed or a bed looks like, I guess.
This mixing of cultures is really interesting.
I'm right now trying to figure out how I want to flavor a bed on this world.
It could be like Well,
I think it
sealed
would be more in
have,
line with like
beds.
hammocks or something like that. Something essentially it like
Well,
like
if
a
you're really
woven mat.
if you're really bougie, you can get an ornately carved or sculpted like coral bed with all of the bells and whistles with like built-in hologram like projected pearls and whatnot. And I had one like that back in my mansion. It like had mood lighting, and then I had like a program or two of just like guided sleep meditations that really helped me get on those hard nights. But on long trips on big sleds, I had like a really high quality hammock cocoon type bed, kind of suspended, just kind of like hung on the wall. And it's more like, and he projects in the holodeck first the big fancy bed, and it kind of looks like a grounded nest, like a futon, like a Japanese futon almost, just kind of surrounded in the sort of earthy textured mound of coral, with the projection and all that. And then as he talks about this hammock that he sleeps in on long rides, on the big sleds pulled by massive whales, like a luxurious, we see like evidence of it, like advanced textiles, like both artificial and natural fibers woven together. We see like some sort of advanced like system of clasps, that seem to fold it in on top of itself. That kind of looks like a burrito hung to the wall like a backpack, like on a hook. And so I sleep in that when I'm on the go. It's really, I got a special one that's like soundproof, so nothing like the rest of my cabinet could be like playing like deeper and delver, and like making a lot of noise and just like really getting into character, and then I could be in my hammock and not hear any of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you'll also see sometimes in hotels, if they're trying to be like, if they're really trying to be fancy, they'll just have great big shells, like classic great big shells with like, probably like a sponge, stuffed sort of soft like dampener on both ends of like the clamshell, and then you can close the clamshell and just conk out. Lots of fun. But then you gotta wake up when the catfish crows, and gotta go on down to the farm and milk your parrotfish. You know what I'm saying? You guys have that? You guys have
I'll
farms?
take your word for it.
Okay. You guys continue having a nice long conversation about beds, having learned so much from your new friend, Chad Bass, who I guess will now be in the holodeck. If you guys ever have any questions during your downtimes, on the Fastina, and we'll end our session here. And we'll go right on down to the Patreon and make another Patreon art poll. Like I mentioned earlier, the one where Crane hates this guy Chad is the one that won, and so I drew him hating Chad so very much. I put so much stank on his face.
You did, yeah.
And then there's Chad. He's just having fun. All right, let's go ahead and make another Patreon art poll. Let's see, TCL Deep Space episode 21. I want to say 21. I could be wrong.
I feel like it's 21.
Might be 21. I should know this. I should be a better producer and know my stuff.
What happened?
Yeah, it is 21. All right. Episode
Ow.
21. Interview.
Look, the more episodes there are, the harder it is to keep track. Apparently, Starfleet Tactical's coming up on its 200th episode, and I was like, you're kidding me.
BooGaloo. Interview to Electric BooGaloo is the name of the episode. I've just decided. All right. Do you guys have a Patreon art poll pitch?
Him not replicating, holodecking all that parrot butter floating around and
Bubbles of butter. Bubbles of butter. And what you got, Lyssa?
Huggies.
Hugs? Hugs.
Oh, yeah.
Hugs and drugs.
Hugs and drugs.
That... You guys didn't give him any drugs.
Look.
I didn't.
Hugs for the Tin Man.
Hugs for the Tin Man. Corn for the cornflake.
G.I. Robot was so excited to kill Nazis with you. Alright, let's make this poll go until the 4th. Alright. And
Robot.
And it is live. If you want to vote on this week's Patreon art poll, you know where to go. You got to go to the Cosmic Library Patreon at patreon.com/TCLTTRPG. That's TCLTTRPG at patreon.com to vote. Voting is 100% free. Anyone can do it. And anyone can go ahead and look at all of the fantastic art that I have drawn for the campaigns that we've done. Just look at the beautiful book of squirrels. We got frog cheeks. We got masks off and on and off and on and off and one, and we got a dick crop circle. We got a lot of art. I've also been doing just some creative writing in my spare time, and I've been putting them up on the Patreon. This new one that I wrote, The Father of the Godless West. videojames has been working on a campaign setting for a long time, and I just got really inspired by it, and so I wanted to write a little thing about a character that I would like to play if he ever goes through and sets up the Godless West campaign, which I really hope he does someday. And so I wrote that. There are some things behind the $5 paywall. If you want to become a Cosmic Library card member, you can do that. It's only $5 a month. You get access to all the bonus content, all the post shows, and some other stuff that I have written that I think is good enough to put behind the paywall, and so I did. And so if you want to support the show, becoming a patron is definitely the best way to do it, because it's fast and easy, and you can just set up and you go, and you don't gotta worry about it no more. You don't gotta worry about it because it just happens. But if you want to support the show in other ways, you can also go to the merch store at Goon Stickers and Stuff, and you can check out all of our fine products. We got chibi versions of all of the Second Chance crew. I am working on making some stuff more related to Deep Space, if you guys want it. If you have any suggestions, the Patreon is also a great place to tell me if you want a particular sticker, you want me to make a particular sticker. Totally do that. I can totally take suggestions in that manner. Would be nice. Little sharks, little anxiety sharks. I also was thinking that a sticker of the insignia, like the little logo that they have on the uniforms, that might be cool as well. Whew. All right. Oh yeah, there's also that one sticker that everybody loves. It's a milk carton. 100% bitch milk.
Have you seen this asshole?
Have you seen this asshole?
You seen this asshole?
Hey, yo! Thank you guys so much.
He was standing over there.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been your host and game master. I have played Rumpel Braingus and Cog and Chad Bass. I have been your Galaxy Man, good and unending. Playing Silvertongue, our resident therapist, has been GeekGirlLyssa.
I'm not getting paid enough for this shit, guys. Not getting paid enough for this shit. You know what? I also have the things. You can go to my link tree and support me, because I'm a broke bitch.
We all broke bitches in this here. And finally, playing Mira has been Moss Creature.
Yeah, this information's only useful if you're like a zoologist? Yeah, he said zoologist. Yeah, that's basically my thing.
Thank you guys for watching Deep Space. I hope you all got wet.